What, in your view, constitutes this new crop of ministers to fight corruption? Do you think that this is what is needed by this country to champion the cause of the war against corruption?
I will warn you to be very careful on that point. Don't give any advance verdict. Let them perform and judge them on their judgment. For somebody who's been appointed, not even sworn in yet, and they've not performed, you cannot say they are bad, they are good. In fact, I will even say they are good. Let their ability dictate the quality of the work they do or they will do. But from the name I've seen, I think many of them are excellent, if not all of them. So we should be very, very careful, because the whole world will be watching us. The Africans will be watching us, the Europeans, the Americans, the Australians, the Canadians, everybody will be watching us. From the name I've seen, I like many of them, they are very good. And I like to indulge in the belief that they will do well. Two groups are critical. One, the president, his own judgment. As far as the judgment is concerned, I think it is sound. I like virtually everybody has selected, at least those two I know among them. I think they are very good. And also the Senate, which has to confirm. In the Senate, we've got excellent people there who've got a lot of experience, who are well cultured. And I also believe that they will give good judgment. So let us wait and watch their performance. What is critical is their performance. And that will be shown within the next 12 months, the next 9 months, the next 18 months. Then we'll be able to give a judgment on their ability to rule the country. At the moment, the economy is very bad. The currency is bad. People have no money. Let us see what they are going to do to put things right.
You know of the case that one of the ministerial nominees is facing, former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi.
Well, I've not seen the petition against him or in his favor. So it is very difficult for me to give a judgment on him. And I don't know whether I've seen him once or twice before. I don't know much about him. I should be very, very careful in the way I give a judgment on him. I think the problem he's having is from his area, from the River State. It's not from the west or from the north or from the east. Let us wait and see what is going to happen. And I like to believe that the president who nominated him must have got his CV before he put him forward. If he was not good, I don't think he would have put him forward. But if after that he got evidence which shows that he is not good, I'm sure he will do the right thing. In other words, let us wait and see what happened. At the moment, I cannot say he's good, I cannot say he's bad. I will wait for the judgment of the National Assembly.
You have been minister yourself at 2 times in Nigeria, and you have gone through processes like this.
Yes.
A clause has been introduced by the Senate that demands that any of the ministers to become minister will have to have the endorsement of 2 major officers, state officers from their states. Is this the right way to go?
I don't know why they do that. And I don't know whether that is the rule of the National Assembly. Because you have to be subjective. In other words, you have to look at the rules they are applying. If they put the rule before us, and that is in the rule, then they'll be right. But if it's not part of the rule, then people might become skeptical. So this is a matter on which I'll be very reluctant to make a judgment unless I have all the facts before me, and at the moment I don't.
You know the corruption index of Nigeria rated 193 by Transparency International. Do you feel that this crop of ministers will be up to the task to improve on that figure and reduce Nigeria from being seen as a corrupt nation to one that is set for prudence?
shouldn't we wait for their judgment, the judgment of the president, the judgment of the ministers? I will not say now that they will fail or they will not fail. I have to be very, very careful on that sensitive matter. But what I do know is that what I've been reading internationally in the journals, in the magazines, and in the books, Nigeria hasn't got a good name in corruption. Nigeria's name is not very good. There's a book published recently by a very famous journalist on Nigeria, which is extremely damaging. He was a journalist for The Economist, and he taught Africa a lot. And the name is given to Africa as a whole is very bad. And Nigeria come out eminently in that book. I've read it. I've got a copy of the book. Nigeria does not come out very well. But I like to indulge in the belief that the present government will make things better. And I also believe that the last president, Jonathan, tried his best. But whether he has succeeded fully or not is for all of us to see. I don't expect to see immediate changes, but I expect to see gradual and objective changes. You see, in Nigeria, you got a population of about almost 200 million people. I mean, the truth is that we don't even know our true figures. And secondly, you got over 30 states, and you have several local governments. It is very difficult, and you have several who are uneducated. You probably have 30–40% of Nigerians uneducated. I mean, that is the truth. And in a number of matters, our image is not the best in the world. Although in education we were doing very well before, I hope you know that internationally, the present result shows that our education is collapsing. The education in Nigeria is not as good as it used to be. It's been published in journals, locally and abroad. Well, I hope it's an area in which the present government will address itself and do their best. And you and I also should cooperate with them to make sure that what is critical is what is best for Nigeria.
How would you assess the senators in the way they have quizzed the ministerial nominees?
They are doing their job. If they obey the rules of the House, they obey the ethics and the custom, why should I blame them? I mean, I've gone through it before. Twice I went through it. And they drilled me, and I enjoy it. And on the 2 occasions, I passed through the drilling. So if they treat them like that too, I will drop my heart to them. But they should be very careful. They should be fair, they should be objective, and they should not be partisan. The critical element is our national interest. The national interest must be very paramount.
How were you quizzed in your time?
You have to obey the rules and the constitutions. Once you obey the rules of the House and the customs and the Constitution, you're on the right path. Don't be too much in a hurry. They were not elected, they were nominated. Members of National Assembly were elected. Those are totally different. For the moment, I'm not condemning anybody. I like to believe that they will do very well, and I wish them all good luck.
What's your final word?
National interest. That is #1. Don't say I come from the north or the east or the west or the south. The national interest is very critical, because at the moment, the most backward continent in the world is Africa. We should leave that area. I mean, look at China. Within a period of 20 or 30 years, China moved from a very bad country to the second most popular in the world economically. And look at Singapore. Singapore, which was worse than Nigeria, is now among the best in the world. Nigeria too should lift up and do something better. At the moment, medicine is not good, education is not good. Even the legal profession is going down. And I don't know if journalism, but I like to believe that we should do better than what we are doing now.
Chief Richard Akinjide, I want to thank you so much indeed for speaking to us on State of the Nation. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
The senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief Richard Akinjide's thoughts on the new direction for the country with the new ministers. Still to come on State of the Nation, the many challenges the new ministers will be facing and how will they tackle it. An agenda has been set already by Mr. Kemi Balogun San. Stay with us.